We will now create the work experience section, which is the second section that we see down here. We have a bunch of different icons and some headings, link, small text, and a paragraph and horizontal line. So let's get started in our code editor. We scroll a bit down here. And after this closing div tag for our card, we'll create a new card using div tag with the class card. This time we won't add any card image, so instead we add the card title using a div tag with the class card title, and we want it centered, so we also add the center align class. Then we add the text work experience, like so. As we saw before, I don't use any heading tags for this heading here to avoid any margins that Materialize will automatically add. But you can use that if you want to, of course. Then we'll create an H5 heading element with the text front-end developer, and in front of this we want to add an icon from Font Awesome. So we use the I tag, and we need to give it the following classes. FA-B will select between the brand icons. FA-Facebook will give us a Facebook icon. FA-FW will give us a fixed width. FA-2X will give us an icon twice as large as the default one. And red text is a class from Materialize that will make this red. Remember to close the I tag and leave it empty. If you're using icons from Materialize, you'll specify the icon by using text inside of this I tag, like so, for instance. But this is different from when you're using Font Awesome icons that we're using right now. All right, after this, we'll add a div tag with the class clearFix. We'll use this to clear two floats that will be applying to the next two elements. First one will be a heading element, and we'll give it the class left to float it to the left side. Then we'll add this anchor tag here and the text Facebook. Close the anchor tag and close the heading tag. So this will be the name of the workplace. The next element will be floated to the right, and that's a small tag with the class right. So this will give us small text. Inside of this, we now want to add some dates, and we want to format them using the time tag. And inside of this, we add the date time attribute with the value 2017-01. Then we can format the date however we want with text January 2017, and we close the time tag again. Then we'll add an n-HTML entity, so that's simply a dash like so, but we'll use this entity instead. And now we'll add a time attribute or time tag again with the date time attribute with the value 2017-12, and the text December 2017. Close the time tag again. After this, we'll add a paragraph, and I'll copy this from the finished project and paste it in. Now let's take a look in the browser. We can see that it doesn't quite look as expected. So how can that be, you might wonder. That's because the clearFix class from Materialize doesn't do enough to make this work. So we need to add some custom styling up here as well. So we'll target the clearFix class and create a pseudo element after element, which will give display block, and the content will be empty, and then we'll clear both. Now let's save and go back and refresh. Now we can see that it looks better. I can now see that we have also forgotten to create all the padding inside of our card because we forgot to use the card content div element. So let's go back and add that one. So right after card, we want the card content, like so. Sorry for that mistake. We save and go back. Now it looks better. We have some small adjustments to do as well. So we want to remove the margin from this H5 heading here, and we also want to add some margin in the top and bottom for this paragraph here. So to do this, we'll target it up here. So clear fix and the H5 heading element, inside of that we'll give the margin of 0, and then we'll target the card content class and the clear fix class and the paragraph, like so. Give the margin of 1M0. You might not be familiar with CSS selectors, but this is just what we need to do to override this in this example. Since if I were only to use this, it wouldn't be overwritten. We have to be more specific because of the way that the Materialize CSS is created. If we go back now and refresh, we can see that it looks exactly like what we wanted it to be. We can compare it like so. Alright, we now need to create the other 4 instances of work experiences. To do this, we'll start with copying everything here from our H5 heading down to the paragraph. Before I paste it in, I'll add a horizontal ruler. We'll now paste this in 4 times. So that was 1, 2, 3, and 5. Each of them separated by the horizontal ruler. Now we simply need to make adjustments. So the second job position here should be art director at Apple. The third position should be user experience designer at Dropbox. The fourth one should be copywriter at Medium. And the last one should be a search engine consultant at Google. And now I can see that I forgot the 6th one. So we'll just select this again, copy it, create a horizontal rule and paste it in. So this very last one will be AI engineer for Uber. Now we'll save this, go back into the browser, select the right tab and refresh. Here we see the various work experiences. All of them look correct. So we have now finished creating this section.